Hey everybody, it's your pal Globonaut and I'm back with another weird Principia funky orbits video. I'm going to be showing off a ballistic capture in this one, which I've kind of been obsessed with recently as well. And it's another moon transfer orbit, and this one entails getting a capture with the moon without having to do a capture burn. So when you do your normal Hohmann transfer, you'll burn out to the moon, go to the perigee of the moon, and then do a retrograde burn to circularize. With this, you don't need to do that at all if you get it right, or not to the same extent if you're just fiddling around with it like I am. Usually the savings are between 100 and 200 meters per second if you manage to get this right, because you actually save so much fuel not doing the capture burn that the extra fuel you'll spend going further out is basically reclaimed plus some. And you'll see the burn here takes my periapsis all the way out, and the suns are there, and basically with Principia, because we've got multi-body interactions, the sun's going to pull on my spacecraft right at the edge of the sphere of influence of Earth's gravity and act as a sort of free burn of the engine, and that's going to bring my perigee up to meet the moon, and then it's going to get sucked in by the moon's gravity. And the idea is we then have a capture and we don't have to do a capture burn, and the fuel you'll spend doing this extra push past the moon is negligible compared to the fuel you'll save doing a capture burn on a normal Hohmann transfer. And I think that's really cool, right? It just goes to show some of the weird stuff with orbital mechanics where certain burns are more efficient than others, etc. I've done my burn here. I'm just making some adjustments, and here we are. You'll see the spacecraft come out past the moon's orbit. This is where it's on the boundary of Earth's sphere of influence, and the sun's basically raising my perigee for me as if I was firing the engine. And now I'm doing a inclination correction to make sure the capture is as smooth as possible. And then there's a lot of fiddling around after this trying to get the capture. The problem is it's so sensitive to your thrust. I actually had to turn off 2 of my reaction control pods and turn the other 2 down to 0.5 thrust limiter just to try and help with the control, because it's so sensitive and such a fine line between getting captured and just being flung out of the moon's orbit. Now I eventually settled for 2 or 3 captured orbits before getting flung out, and to edit that when I got there I just had to make a tiny tweak with the reaction control thrusters to stay in the moon's orbit. And you'll know if you've played this game that a capture burn is not usually done with reaction control thrusters, it's usually done with your main engine, right? So it just goes to show how small adjustments can really change your trajectory when you're on these gravitational boundaries like we are here. You can see I'm just tweaking it, fiddling around with my RCS, trying to find something. Unfortunately I wasn't able to match my original plotted line, because that was really good. That was a really cool capture. I would have stayed in the moon's orbit for a while just by doing that, but if you've done this mod before you'll know it's very hard to get exactly the planned manoeuvre. You sort of have to accept a bit of wiggle room, but I get something I'm satisfied with. And you can see I'm coming down now, and the moon's there. I'm looking for it but I can't see it. The sun's in the way, and essentially the moon's gravity is going to now take over, and I get a capture here. So you can see I'm going to go around the moon a couple of times before getting ejected again. So I'm just going to make an RCS burn here, and you can see it's just going to bring me around for a couple more orbits. Just fiddling here to see if there's anything else, but this will do. So I do 1 orbit, 2 orbits, and now it's a complete clusterfuck here, but it's enough. And I'll make another correction just to clean it up a little bit. Another RCS burn there. Well, I think I used my main engine, but it was like 2 meters per second. But here we are in the orbit of the moon. Minimal capture burn necessary. It's definitely worth me trying this again. There's some optimizations to be made. I could save some more fuel and get a better initial capture without having to do some more corrections, but the point is made, right? I used 2 meters per second to do a capture burn plus a puff of the RCS, so it clearly works. I'd give it a go yourselves. If you guys get any cool captures, let me know. I'd love to see it. There's only one other video on YouTube of this in Kerbal Space Program. He gets a much nicer capture than I do, so it's worth watching that, but there's no commentary in that video, so you're getting the best of both worlds here, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll have another video for you soon.